we're back. We had a nice, pleasant, and very eventful talk. Thanks for seeing us out. I never would have guessed you were friends with Princess Elfin of all people. I wish I knew how much of what she said was genuine. Hey, Elise? Thank you for taking the time to come here today. Take care on your way back to your lodgings. We will, thank you. Thanks for showing us around. Good night. Good night, everyone. Elise's dress is beautiful. Wait. Shut down, my man. Shut down. Don't worry. I can kind of understand where she's coming from. I doubt anyone could have guessed Her Highness would extend such a bold invitation to you. I'm not sure how that's my fault. Ah, yes, I almost forgot. Reen, I have a small favor I'd like to ask of you. Of me? Your Highness? Oh, you're going to ask him? But of course. You see, tomorrow I'll be attending a garden party sponsored by the local government for the start of the festival. Or rather, Machias' father invited me to attend. Yes, I seem to recall hearing that myself. That's the one at the Crystal Garden in Mater Park, right? Indeed. Anyway, let's not waltz around the matter. I was rather hoping that you would join me as my dance partner, Reen. Does that mean... You think Her Highness knows the old saying, a dance today, a wedding tomorrow? I'm sure that's fully in the realm of tabloid speculation. Still, there's no denying that many will interpret it that way. Whoa, hold on a minute. I don't think I can... I mean, it would be an honor, but it's like too great of an honor for someone like me. Oh, not at all. Your father may be a baron, but the Schwarzes have long, deep ties with the imperial family. I apologize if this comes across as rude, but inviting you would likely create less opposition than if I were to invite Eustace. I see. Well, I can't deny that. You needn't apologize. I find your choice rather fascinating, actually. Eustace, you're not helping. Anyway, I really don't think I'm the man you want. Sometimes I can barely keep from tripping over my own 2 feet. Is that so? Elise once told me that she asked you to help her practice the finer points of ballroom dancing. In fact, she says you're an excellent dancer, that you step lightly and very gracefully. Is that not true, Reen? Well... I understand. It was rude of me to trouble you with a petition like this on such short notice. And besides, I don't suppose you would have much interest in dancing with a little girl like me. No. That's not what I mean, Your Highness. That's my sister, all right. She really knows how to twist the knife. Your Highness, please. You too, Prince Olivert. Looks like they're having fun. I had no idea the Imperial family was such a lively and cheerful bunch. They're not usually, Gaius. I get the feeling they aren't all like this. Ah, I see now. How could it not have crossed my mind? Perhaps the truth is that you already have your heart set on someone else. Or is there someone you're already courting? Well, do you? I'm positively dying to know which maiden has conquered the battlefield of your heart. Wait, I mean... Yikes, how am I going to get out of this one? I'm not sure how to turn her down gently. Very well, I shall relent this time. Huh? However, next year I'll be 16, just like your sister. That's when I'll be making my debut into high society, so I'd be very happy if you gave my invitation some thought. Well, aren't you the lucky one? Her Highness really seems to have taken a liking to you. You really ought to have accepted her invitation. It might have led to something truly unexpected in the future. Nah, I doubt it. It seemed like she just took an interest in me because I'm her friend's brother. She didn't seem all that serious about it, so I figured she was just trying to tease the two of us. Can't deny it seemed that way. But I got the impression that wasn't all that was going on there. You weren't the only one feeling nervous that whole time. Prince Olivert was an even more unusual person than I'd heard. No doubt about that. He seemed entertaining to be around. To think that he's the one who made Class 7 possible. He seemed easygoing, but hearing him talk about our class made what we're doing feel even more important. And besides, he gave us plenty of other useful info. Yeah, including the fact that the board of directors seems to have their own agenda for us. I have no idea what they're planning, but their motives seem incredibly suspicious. Agreed. Hearing about the instructor's background kind of threw me for a loop, too. I wouldn't have managed he used to be a bracer, maybe because you don't really see them around anymore to begin with. A rank is more or less the highest you can be, too. I assume you already knew about her history fee? Yep, the guild is every Jaeger Corps' main competition, after all. Probably ran into her a few times during her operations. Really? Unbelievable. I'd almost forgotten about those good old days. Instructor? How long have you been there? So, it looks like you finally found out about my work history, huh? I guess that kind of tarnishes my ravishing adult charm a bit, then. I hate to break it to you, but you didn't have any to begin with. Shh. Did you hear an old maid sighing? What was that? Good evening, everyone. Captain Claire. This is quite the unusual combination. Let me be the first to assure you that this wasn't my idea, but the governor's asked me to tell you that tomorrow's field study is being put on hold. Instead, you get the exciting opportunity to help this lady and her goons with their evil schemes. Huh? What evil schemes? Sarah, could you maybe not try to put them off entirely before I've even had the chance to explain? Actually, there is a matter I'd like all of you to help us with. I've discussed this with the governor, and he decided that this would be the best way to handle the issue. Now, if you'd be so kind as to get on board, I'll explain everything to you at the command post in Heimdall Central Station. Lots of crazy things going down. This is Trails of Cold Steel, is what I am playing. Terrorists? Indeed, I'm afraid we have no choice but to define them as such. Unfortunately, we have no clue as to their aim, nor do we know the names of the group's members, its size, or its history. At present, it doesn't seem to have that terrorist group has even established a name for itself. That's a lot of unknowns. Would I be correct in assuming the man we met in the North Highlands was the one who was trying to start a war as a member? Ah. Simply known as G. So he's one of them, He said his name was Gideon or G or something like that. So that's the man you encountered. So that's what the man you encountered in the Highlands was up to. He does sound like a terrorist type. And you think his group are blah, blah, blah. And you think he and his group are going to try something tomorrow on the first day of the summer festival? We're currently operating under that assumption, yes. The summer festival lasts 3 days, but unlike festivals in other provinces, only the first day garners much attention. It's been a month since the incident in Nord. If they intend to make their next move soon, tomorrow is a likely time. I'd have to agree. Terrorists do love their time in the spotlight after all, and considering how easily Gideon gave you his name, I'm betting we'll start to see them acting more openly soon. First, you gather arms and other like-minded allies in secret. Then you reveal yourself with a bang and keep going in quick succession. That's the typical terrorist MO. I see. And you want us to assist with countermeasures against them? Right, the RMP will be joining forces with the Heimdall military police to bolster the capital's security. Unfortunately, as big as the capital is, I can't say with complete confidence that there will be no holes in our security. That's where you come in. You'll be assisting our security forces as a reserve force. Bah, it'd be nice if the guild was still active here. They would have come in mighty handy right about now. Yes, I don't disagree. Sarah, you do know that the RMP had no involvement in the guild's withdrawal from the capital, right? Oh, really? I mean, your boss and that brother of yours could hardly make their opposition to the guild more obvious if they tried. Well... Wow, these two really seem to have a messy history between them. Sure looks that way, especially where the guild is concerned. Although, it sounds like your brother has been keeping busy in Crossbell recently. So, what's it gonna be? Whether you choose this as your field study task for tomorrow is totally up to you. If you decline, there are plenty of tasks the government needs taken care of, like you've been doing the last 2 days. The summer festival is a busy time after all, lots of little details that need to be squared away. I think I speak for Group A when I say we'd be glad to join with the anti-terrorist countermeasures. Group B feels the same. Alright then. Thank you for your assistance, everyone. Now let's move right along to confirming the patrol routes you'll be following. Good old water. Instructor Sarah's old haunt. Wow, this place sure brings back memories. Up until about 1.5 years ago, I'd swing by here at least once a week. Really? I wouldn't be surprised if I'd seen you around before then. Well, I did end up getting to know your sister. Fiona, right? Works as a piano teacher? Seriously? Wait, did she say she knew someone who worked at the guild? I guess she was talking about the instructor. Still, instructor, what is it that caused the guild to withdraw from the capital? I've been wondering that for a while now myself. The guild used to be pretty active here in Erebonia, right? Well, yeah. The direct cause was guild branches all over the country being blown up, but I'm sure you already know that. The culprits were a Jaeger Corps hired by a nasty bunch the guild was at odds with at the time. Well, it still is, but anyway. Thanks to a dependable ally, we were able to defeat the Jaegers, but by then, the Imperial government had its eye on us. They started making life difficult for us, took away most of the guild's authority in the country, leaving our hands tied. Eventually, the branches here started closing one by one, with no real prospect of ever reopening. So that's how it was. Instructor. Don't worry, your dad might be the city's governor, but he wasn't really involved. A certain friend of his, however, was very involved. You're talking about Chancellor Gileath Osborne, representative of the Imperial government, I assume? Yeah. Yep, him and his cronies in the Imperial Intelligence Division. It's kind of like a sister organization to the Railway Military Police. Anyway, after that, I was out of a job. That's when Principal Van Dyke came and offered me a position at the academy. I started as a combat instructor last spring, and after that, I wound up being chosen as your class's homeroom teacher. I still help out the guild from time to time, though that's how I ended up bringing in our Jaeger princess here. Knock it off. So that's what happened. You mentioned that a Jaeger Corps was responsible for the attacks. What was its name? Oh, it wasn't the same group Fee used to run with. They were called Jester. Not a particularly high-ranking outfit. I see. Worried about me? Well, I did suspect that it was likely a different corps. From the sound of it, the Jaeger Corps Fee belongs to was a pretty large one, though. Oh, definitely. She was with Zephyr. Their leader was this insidious guy known as the Jaeger King. You name a combat specialty, Zephyr had it covered. They were the only corps on par with Red Constellation, which has its roots in the Berserkers of the Middle Ages. They caused me plenty of trouble back when I was still a full-time bracer. Look who's talking. You caused us plenty of trouble yourself. It's hard to believe that this all happened to people we actually know. Yeah, sounds more like a story out of some novel. Anyway, the terrorists you've been hearing about likely aren't a part of any Jaeger Corps. I figured that was the case. Generally, Jaegers are interested in just two things, money and fighting. That Gideon guy you encountered in the North Highlands doesn't seem to fit that description, though. If I had to guess, I'd say he's acting on some kind of deep-seated grudge. A grudge, huh? Well, it's hard to say anything for sure. I never met him myself. From what I understand, he did seem particularly tenacious. He was definitely that. Which means we're really going to have to step it up for our patrol tomorrow. Your involvement is just a precautionary step, but if you're going to help, give it your best, I say. Seems like your teamwork is smoother than ever, too, so all the better. Anyway, it's late, so get your report written and get some sleep. I'm going to crash in one of the empty beds in one of the empty rooms upstairs. The instructor never changes, does she? You sure? She seemed more talkative than usual. Feels like she was pushing herself. Now that you mention it, she did seem far more forthcoming with information than usual. Maybe she's feeling a bit weird being back in her old workplace. You might be right. Still, I guess we're not really here in any position to be worrying about her. We'll just have to do our best to coordinate with Group B tomorrow to make sure everything goes smoothly. Agreed. Alright. The sooner we get that report written, the sooner we can get some sleep. Dang, 9 points away.
Drinks are on me someday.
The time is finally at hand. At last, the hammer of judgment shall rouse this indolent capital from its slumber.
Yeah, I hope the voices aren't echoing.
Yeah!
I still haven't quite found the optimal volume settings for everything to have good audio quality.
Comrade G, all of the necessary preparations are complete.
But it feels like you have so few men accompanying you.
Wouldn't it be wise to call in a few others for backup?
There's nothing to fear.
Comrade G.
As long as I have this flute, not even the railway military police stand a chance of stopping us. Tomorrow, the people of this land will at last know our name. My dear comrades, I shall be counting on you all. Yeah!
Alright, summer festival time, let's go. Alright, I'm going to check on Group B before heading over to the Railway Military Police's command post. Just give me a call on your Arcus if you find anything during your patrols. Okay. Will do, Instructor. Leave it to us. Still, I was expecting Captain Claire to be our point of contact. Yeah, I was expecting you to agree to cooperate with the Railway Military Police. I'm not exactly delighted about working with them, but things are looking pretty serious. I'm helping them this once and acting as your point of contact, but I won't let them forget for a minute that they owe me. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Tell Fiona thanks for the breakfast. Sure thing. Alright, we should get moving too. We've got our designated areas, so we'll keep patrolling them one by one, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. Instructor Sarah said she'd contact us around noon too. Let's be off then. Yeah. I'm guessing the city is going to be packed with people since it's the first day of the summer festival. That's all the more reason we need to stay especially vigilant. Alright, so we need to go to Vancourt Street. talk to this man here to start our hidden side quest for the chapter. Is that him? No, it's not. I do hope he notices and comes back here. I wonder what's wrong. I don't know. He kind of stands out in that suit, though. We should ask. Excuse me, is something the matter? Are you speaking to me? As a matter of fact, I'm trying to find the owner of this briefcase. A lost briefcase, huh? Where did you find it? Slow down now. It's not quite accurate to say that I found it or that he lost it. I actually have this exact briefcase, you see. As fate would have it, I bumped into the owner of this one earlier, which led us to mistakenly taking each other's. That's ridiculously unlucky. What an absurd coincidence. I could scarcely believe it myself. I came back here the moment I realized, hoping he'd do the same, but he's yet to turn up. That explains things. Regardless, I plan on waiting here for a while longer. Thank you for lending me a friendly ear, though. You're welcome. Can we offer him our aid, Reen? Yeah, let's find that briefcase. Would you mind if we lent you a hand? We might be able to find him if we ask around. Are you sure? I'd feel terrible burdening you like that. But simply waiting for him to return may not be the most effective method here. Don't worry about us. You're all so kind. Are you truly sure about this? We wouldn't offer if we weren't. Thank you so much. Alright, if I'm going to be relying on you, then I should properly introduce myself. The name is Bond, and I'm currently employed as a broker in Crossbell. I've only come here to Heimdall a few times, so it's not that I'm not all familiar with it. Your kindness means a lot to me. I'm glad we noticed you then. Yeah, no one wants to be in a situation like this while they're abroad. Would you mind telling us about the owner of this briefcase? Of course, he was a rather old fellow, wearing both a suit and a hat. Oh, and there's this guidebook in the briefcase that details the major attractions of the summer festival, too. It mentions Princess Alphen's limousine passing through the Garnier district during this afternoon's parade. And next to that was a little note that read, "Don't miss this." That's about all I can tell you, unfortunately. I think that might have been enough. Guess we should ask around the Garnier district first, then. Yeah, he might be there already. Finding him shouldn't prove too difficult with the description we received. Especially when we know the exact model of briefcase to look out for, too. Speaking of which, is there anything notable in your briefcase? The bunny plush I bought for my daughter would stand out the most, I'd imagine. Understood, we'll keep that in mind. We'll start searching immediately. Thank you, I really hope you find him. It said Garnier District. What do you mean, Hotel Der Himmel? What do I have to do there? Welcome, are you here for some fresh juice? Unfortunately not. There's something we'd like to ask you. Reen asked Jonathan if he'd seen the man that Bond had described to them. Yeah, I saw a guy like that not too long ago, actually. So, he was an exact match? Yup, old man with a briefcase wearing a suit and a hat, right? Bingo. That must be him. We're actually trying to find him. Did he tell you anything that might have given you an idea where he was going? He did ask me if there was a good place to sit down and relax around here. He also said that he wanted somewhere simple since everything here is so expensive. So where'd you tell him to go? I recommended Alto Street, which isn't too far from here. In retrospect, maybe I should have been more specific and recommended a store. Oh, where Elliot lives. Yeah, if that's where he is, then checking Etoile, oh my god, Etoile is probably our best bet. Allow us to make our way there, then. Thank you for your cooperation. No worries. Alright, to Alto Street. To Cafe Etoile. Etoile. Hey, Reen, check out that briefcase over there. That must be the guy we're looking for. Excuse me. Why, hello there. Is there something you need from me? Funny you should ask. Reen explained the mix-up to the man and asked him to check the contents of his briefcase. Oh, really? Well, let me check. The man opened up his briefcase and checked the contents. Oh no, this really isn't my case. You were right. Please, take me to this Bond person right away. Please accept my apologies for not noticing sooner. I don't come to Heimdall that often either, so your quick thinking saved us both. Oh no, I can't take the credit for this. It's all thanks to these students that things worked out. All I did was stand here and wait. These young men and women are so kind. Once again, allow me to express my thanks to all of you. Not everyone would take the time to search for me like you did. I'd like to second that. Part of me was worried that I wouldn't be able to return to Crossbell. But now I can, all thanks to you. There's no need to thank us, really. We didn't do much. That's hardly true. Please take this. It's a little something from Crossbell. It's not much, but I hope it'll convey my appreciation. We meet again, Mishi. You sure we can have this? I insist. Thank you. Is there anything else you need before we leave? No, I think everything is going to be just fine. Thank you once again. Alright. And with that, we're going to stop the video here. So until next time, where we patrol and stop some terrorists.